Yeah, and the biggest thing around that is that they need to, yeah, they need to know exactly how much it's going to cost, because some things don't cost what you think they're going to cost.
Yeah.
So we bought a test tool that was only £800, which is still a lot of money. It was only £800, but every time we update it, it's 60, 150, £250 to update it. So it's you've got to make sure that you know how much it's going to cost you in the long run.
Yeah, cool. So how long have you been going at the moment?
9 and a bit months, and nearly 10
Wow.
months.
So actually, we
Yeah.
started at exactly the same time, give or take, which is
Yes, yeah, and so did my son at the same time. Where he was at the NA Expo at the same time, and he had just started as well.
I remember, because you don't look old enough to have a son who's in his 20s, I'm guessing.
22, yeah.
Yeah, but it's either that or it's a sign that I'm getting older, and it's just you still picture yourself as being a young buck, but actually not so much anymore. So for the business, how has lockdown treated you? Like, has it been steady? Has it dropped off? How's the kind of impact been?
So we from the start, so with the way I built the business was, I realised that I wasn't going to win big contracts straight away. No, people like to see trust in a business, so I wasn't going to win big contracts. So what I did was I went out to all the other lift companies, said, I'm a subcontractor. Most of them know is I'm a subcontractor. I charge this much per hour, this much per day. Would you consider using us when you need us? And at the very start, I was getting bits and pieces off a lot of different lift companies, but then COVID hit. They furloughed all their engineers, and then everybody needed assistance. So we were working 6-7 days a week, 12 hours a day. So it's been painful.
Almost, it's a brave or quite a clever decision that, when obviously this is like a business strategy related podcast and kind of show, but almost it's almost to actually go out to what are competitors in many ways and say, actually, look, if you're ever at capacity, then use me. It's a very good sales message, because it's non-threatening, because if they don't need you, they don't need, but it gives people the option. Or the way I was to kind of describe it, it's good to have weapons in your arsenal if you need to flex up and down. Actually, I know Kris, I like Kris, I'll use him for this. But then I guess you've also got the side of, you still have to eat, so likewise, if no work comes out from those guys, it's how do you do your sales and promotion? I know you're quite into your social media.
Yeah, social media is quite a big part of it. But then again, it's tapping into different little bits of different different areas. So obviously, for myself, we've got property investors, then we've got property managers, sales and letting agencies, obviously other lift companies, construction companies. So just going to the companies that I know would work. Obviously, the big Kia construction, they would need to see massive turnover to work with them. And from working from past. So you don't go to the companies that that you're not going to get anything from. Waste your time.
No, it's a good chat, because actually I had a chat today and we were talking about how you get a lot of companies who they do a lot of actually quite good marketing, so they raise awareness on whatever they do, but they often miss the key step, which is actually the chat up line, the ask. And I always try and kind of equate, rightly or wrongly, business development to dating. It's like chatting a girl up at the bar. That likewise, you can't just, or you shouldn't just walk straight up as soon as you walk into a bar and just and try and just go for it, or it won't work. And then likewise on the frequency of, if you chat up a girl or boy and it doesn't work, you can't then go back to them the next day and do the same thing. It just doesn't work. But some people try that with sales. And then likewise with marketing, you get a lot of people that do a lot of show and tell, and they do great Twitter and whatever, but they never actually just ask prospective customers, what do we have to do to work together? Is there anything we can do? If you need me, get in touch. And I think it's trying to find the balance of the real world mix of people getting to know and like Kris, which is what your brand is all about, that actually if they have a requirement, they pick up the phone. And that can sometimes take 2, 3, 4, 5 years in gestation. But
sometimes you get an email three years down the line. Yeah, so I had somebody phone us the other day and said, "Do you remember me?" I'd recognise his name. The name was still on my phone. I recognised his voice, but I could not remember where it was from, and it was from a job in Manchester. He says, "I spoke to you 5 years ago when he worked at Stanner, and I'm having problems with my current lift provider. Can you help?"
Mm-hmm.
And
but that's the dream. It's like, in the meantime, it's the fact that you must have stayed on his radar somehow. And that is, for me, is what your live stream is, what your social media is. It's that people hopefully get to know who you are, and then you just stay around and show that you're credible and you know what you talk about. But you still need to combine it with the ability to do the job and get a good reputation. So I appreciate anyone that kind of, chips in and that kind of thing.